Hey guys, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and happy early New Year. Hope everyone's doing great. Hope the family is good. Hope everyone's healthy and strong. So yeah, just want to bring you a market update, kind of do the research for you so you don't have to. What's kind of changing in the market recently is basically there's a new bill in Congress that is going to go potentially be approved next year called the Omnibus bill, right? So some of the things that this bill is going to change, for example, it's going to basically, in a way, alter current retirement accounts such as like 401ks, Roth IRAs, and so forth. So you kind of see here that basically Congress is including provisions from the so-called Secure Act 2.0 as part of a $1.7 trillion ominous appropriation bill. So this bill is basically primarily focused in like military defense and increasing the military budget, which I agree. I mean, it's definitely with all the geopolitical tensions going on, it makes sense to invest in the United States defense, right? Including pay raises to military folk and so forth. Um, so the aspect of the bill that is going to alter retirement accounts in some way. So basically the alterations that they're making it to 401ks and similar retirement accounts, such as like 457s and so forth, 529 college savings, and Roth IRAs. So basically, changes will increase contributions limit for workers ages 50 and over, while also raising the age at which investors are required to take withdrawals from their tax deferred accounts from age 72 to age 75. So basically, they're raising the required minimum distribution from age 72 to age 75. I'm not sure that is a plus because odds are taxes are just going to get higher and higher, right? So the longer you defer taxes, the most likely you're going to pay higher taxes. And they're also adding basically to their which I agree with this. They're nudging employers to basically auto enroll people into 401ks because typically people don't enroll themselves into retirement accounts. There's not something that people typically enroll into unless it's someone a system. And basically I think it's just because our educational system does not teach us any of this stuff, and then therefore we kind of don't really look for this kind of stuff or enroll in retirement accounts and so forth unless we're guided and helped in doing so, right? So basically the major changes to retirement accounts is, as I was saying, contributions are going to increase for Americans ages 50 and older. So this doesn't really affect younger folk. So basically 401k, 403b accounts, 457s and so forth. Americans over the age of 50 are going to be able to contribute a little bit more, what they're calling a catch-up contribution. So they're going to increase from a yearly cap of $20,500 to a yearly cap of $22,500 in 2023 for people 50 years and older. Also, they're changing the Roth IRA limitations, which I believe is going from 6,500 for people 50 and older can now contribute up to $7,500 a year. And then they're saying by the year 2025, they're going to change that again, where potentially people from the ages of 60 to 63 would be able to contribute up to an extra $10,000 into similar accounts like those. So yeah, they're changing the required minimum distribution, which I don't know if that is a plus, because again, the longer you defer on paying taxes, the odds are your taxes are going to be a little higher. So yeah, and the other thing is the nudge. So they're also creating emergency saving accounts, or they're allowing employers to create emergency saving accounts into retirement accounts. So basically, employers can contribute a maximum of $2,500 after tax to that specific accounts, and savers will be able to tap into those emergency accounts about 4 times a year, penalty free. On another note, they're going to be allowing people that have current funds remaining in their 529 college savings plans, whether they didn't use those funds for paying for their college tuition and so forth, to be able to roll that over up to $35,000 into a Roth IRA. So that's, I guess, a plus, because that wasn't allowed before. So yeah, this is what I was kind of saying. So the legislation would eliminate required distributions for these accounts starting in 2024. So 401ks and Roth IRAs, while those 50 or older can contribute an extra $1,000 to the IRA each year. So they're increasing the contributions from, I guess I was wrong earlier, so it's going to be from $6,000 up to $7,000 now. So now people can contribute up to $7,000 a year into the IRAs. But that's weird. I thought that was already how it was. If you're, I believe, 52 or older, you can contribute up to $1,000 more. So that, I don't know, they're not really making that much changes from what I can see, except for the 529 rollover into an IRA. And they're slightly increasing the amount of contributions that can be made per year into 401ks and similar retirement plans, such as like 457s, 403bs, and so forth, which not performing that well this year. They're currently, approximately negative 20%. So I mean, basically contributing more into these accounts might lead to, I don't know, further losses, because I don't think the market makes a lot of sense right now, considering that we have the big companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook, and so forth, and doing negative for the year, which that's pretty crazy. When the big guys are going, or stock prices are dropping, most likely 401ks and similar accounts are going to get hit. So yeah, this plan basically adds an additional $1.7 trillion up onto the deficit, which currently is 31 trillion and a half. So that's going to go up a little more. And then I keep pointing out, because I find it's interesting, back in 2007, US national debt was 15 trillion. It's more than double than it was back then. On another note, which I find this interesting, the Bank of Japan is basically, for the first time in a very long time, they decided to raise interest rates. That's kind of crazy, because they haven't done that in ages. And I speculate they're doing that basically because of the Japanese yen. The currency has been getting completely crushed because the US dollar has been going up, right? As every other central bank in the world, as well as the US Federal Reserve, have been raising rates. So Bank of Japan suddenly is going to raise their interest rates to maybe attract more capital into their country. Potentially more people will buy their bonds and so forth, creating more demand for their bonds, because they're going to pay slightly more interest rate. And also Japan seems to be kind of having issues with inflation, because they are a importing country, right? As an island, so majority of the resources are imported and not so much exported, right? So I just find this super interesting, because the Bank of Japan their rates have been near nothing for a very long time. So the fact that they are talking about tightening and increasing their rates is very, very, very interesting, to say the least. And it is because of that, the currency has been getting hit. The Japanese yen has really, really gotten hit over recent times. So kind of like to go into the bill I was talking about, right? So the Omnibus appropriation package secures robust 10% increase in defense funding, prioritizing national security. I agree with this. The United States have not been investing in the military over the past couple of years very much. On the other hand, China and other world powers have been consistently investing in their military. So I think this makes a lot of sense, considering, you know, a strong military deters potential future wars, right? So yeah, the package provides a 10% increase to defense funding. So this goes all the way in from increasing so basically, most important, it improves the lives of our service members and their family by funding a 4.6% pay raise for both military service members and the DoD civilian workforce. So I mean that's fair. People are getting paycheck increase 4.6%. So yeah, basically this is the largest investment the United States has made in a very long time into the military. $139.7 billion, the largest research and development budget in the history of the Department of Defense. $1.1 billion go into chips, such as semiconductors, and supports allocation of funds provided in the CHIPS Act of 2022. I mean, semiconductors are basically the most wanted commodity in this day and age. It is used from everything from microwaves, cars, to military use, right? Weapons, airplanes, and so forth. They're investing into their submarines, right? Because from what I was looking into, the United States submarines are kind of outdated and haven't been invested in. And from the readings I've done and so forth, who controls the waters, especially underwater, in terms of military controls the battlefield, because submarines literally are the deadliest weapon military can have. They can go undetected, they can sink all kinds of boats, they can initiate first attacks and so forth. So submarines are very important military weapons. So yeah, I don't want to go too deep into this because it is a lot of stuff. But yeah, some investments going towards fossil fuel energy, but not so much. And strategic petroleum reserves, apparently they're going to replenish somewhat what they use. It doesn't seem like they're doing much there though. So yeah, that's kind of some of the stuff in that is going to be coming and changing the market somewhat next year, because this bill not only affects the U.S. military defense, but it also is going to affect retirement accounts and so forth. So with that, I'll leave you and thank you for watching. I hope I shared some valuable information with you, and hope you guys have an awesome some awesome holidays with the families, and I'll talk to you soon.